So class, I'm just gonna cut straight into this because there is a bunch of animes that I sit here and watch on a daily basis, okay? And most of them, despite popular belief, I might actually like enjoy them in some type of way. But when it comes to animes that I just dislike, the list is not the biggest, but they do hold a lot of fucking weight. So mind you when I say this, that this anime has taken the #2 spot of animes that I just do not like, that's saying something. Because while watching this anime, from start to like finish, this anime just felt so empty, so barren. Like, a lot of things are going on, but at the same time, nothing's going on at the same time. Like, I should have known in the first episode something was gonna be, like, not right when, in the literal instance of the episode starting, we see them inside the ship, and it just spontaneously combusts. And as like when everybody was going towards like their designated escape pods and stuff, we see like this random ass woman put the two, like, you know, main character and the antagonist. Like, I don't really care about spoiling this shit, okay? Because in my opinion, this anime was just all over the place. I don't really care. But when they put those two inside the goddamn ship, it was crazy as hell when the characters itself have common sense, because as she was putting them inside the pod, she was closing the door and talking about some, oh, I'ma really miss you guys, I love y'all, X, Y, and Z. And then when the literal bad guy is saying, there's room.
Come with us, there's room.
And being right, you can fit 5 PS5s and a whole PC setup in this shit and still have room for your ass. But you decided to close the door and send them off. And that's like my main thing with this anime. And if you watch it yourself, you're also going to notice. We do not know anything about these goddamn characters. And I'm talking from a standpoint of somebody who's new to Trigun. I never seen the like original series, so this was like my first initial watch of watching Trigun. Trust me when I said this, when I finished this shit, I immediately started watching the original, and we're gonna get on that a bit later. But so serious, we keep getting introduced to new characters just for them to never matter. They never matter in the long run, or they just don't do anything. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, okay? Like, when they show us this scene, there's no substance to it. Like, we don't know nothing about this lady. All we know is that like they're like, she's like their mom or something, and then she just gets blown up. There's nothing to like attach us to this character to make us be like, damn, was she a good mom? Was she like this? How is this character? No, they just introduce us to her, and then she just dies. So I'm I'm like, okay, and then just move on. And then we get introduced to 2 other characters right after, these 2 reporters from the damn Daily Bugle that don't do anything. All they are is just taking up space in the background and then probably a baddie. That's it. Like, staying on the mom for like a second, right? When we got to like episode 8 or 9, when we started to like see like, oh, she gave them a birthday party, like she was really happy to hang out with them, like she's like, you know, interacting with them. Why didn't you show us this in the beginning? So then when she does die, we actually feel like, damn, like it's like a sting, like, damn, bro, that's really tragic. Not just like, we relatively do not care about this character. She died, okay, we just know that they're her mom and shit. What did she do? We only learned this in episode 9 of what she actually did with them. Same thing with like the antagonist, right? Like, I feel like y'all did this shit so wrong. Like, we go into the escape pod, and like, if he's supposed to be the bad guy, not giving a damn about humanity and stuff like that, why would he care so much to like be telling his mom to get into the pod? He relatively wouldn't care. When like first watch through, you would think that like, oh, he's a good kid. But as soon as they crash land, I guess he hit his head or some shit, and he's just like, oh my god, everybody's dying. This is exactly what I wanted.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Huh? Like, anything, the dialogue should have gone to Vash. It should have gone to Vash saying, Mom, we got room in the escape pod, you can come with us. Not the fucking bad guy! Like, when it comes to the very first episode of any anime, that's where, like, you establish most of the shit that we need to know throughout the entire anime. When it came to this sequence alone, it just more so left well, I can't say everybody, it just left me confused about this, like, everything, pretty much. Like the ship randomly spontaneously combusting. I know later on in the anime we learn like what caused the explosion, but you know, you want to establish your characters, your two pretty much people, the main character and the antagonist in this type of situation, and then you have the mom figure. You want to show like us early their life before the disaster, and then we pretty much have like an idea of like, you know, the characters and stuff like that. Like a good example that I can think of is the anime Witch from Mercury. When we get like the whole prologue episode, we see how they were before the hostile takeover of the ship to where they started slaughtering everybody. Like we got to see a glimpse of their life before everybody started dying. So when like, you know, when we saw that the dad brought in like the birthday cake and shit like that, and everybody was like celebrating like the birthday and stuff, we get to see how the parents were. We get to see like, you know, oh man, these are actually like some pretty good people. They're actually nice. Everybody's like, you know, fucking with them around the ship and stuff. Everybody's cool. And then when everybody starts to die, we start to get a semblance. We start to like get emotionally like, damn, shit, the regular ass people. And then when the dad sacrificed himself, we felt that shit. Now imagine them doing exactly what Trigun did. The first like couple minutes of the episode, we just essentially see this man fighting off the people and then him blowing up. We wouldn't have no connection. We wouldn't know anything about this character. Why are you showing me him if we don't know what the hell this man did? All we know is that he sacrificed himself, and then we see baby Suletta and then cuts to Suletta on the ship. We wouldn't have no attachments. We wouldn't have no emotion to back his sacrifice. Typically speaking, we just saw somebody just blow themselves up for no reason, essentially. Like, you will show somebody sabotaging the ship, or you will like show like somebody putting in like the sequence codes, because that's how the ship blew up, by the way. He just gave like a sequence code and then it just started blowing up or some shit. But we didn't see nothing. All we saw was Vash standing there, and then boom, it just blows up, and then we're on the planet. So essentially the mom does not matter until the end of the anime. And that's what I'm trying to like just say about this anime. Everything they show does not matter until either at the end or it just doesn't matter at all. Like, this anime was too fast. Like, I feel like they were trying to do a bunch of shit, but nothing at the same time. Like, let's go to episode 2 or continue on with episode 1. My fault. We're not gonna go into 2 yet. Let's stay on episode 1 with this goddamn village, okay? We learned that Vash is like a person, like the savior of this village and stuff. Vash has been helping out this village since the get-go.
Girl, you two seem pretty close.
Damn right we're pretty close. This man's Janora Rock's savior.
They're like talking highly of him, saying that they are so grateful that he helps out the village and stuff like that. And then when this one guy pulls up and decides that he was going to nuke this bitch, nobody decides to help him. Except for like the one lady, I forgot her name. You know why I forgot it? Because she doesn't matter. But she ends up giving Vash, actually she doesn't even give Vash the bullet. She gives it to the goddamn, to the reporter, and then she runs and throws it to Vash, and then Vash saves the day. Like, in this sequence of events, in any other anime, like the whole 2 side characters, like the dude and the one girl, I think her name is like Mel or something, right? Mel would have probably got mad at the villagers saying like, oh, why didn't you help Vash? I thought he was like your savior. Everybody should have been helping out. Like, she would have got mad. There would have been like dialogue to like make the villagers feel bad for being cowardice. No, it's nothing. We nothing. We go to episode 2, and then you know what ends up happening? The whole village betrays Vash because he has a $60 million bounty. No, my fault, not million. Actually, yeah. In this anime it's million, but in the original it's billions. But he has a $60 million bounty on his head, and so the whole entire village, despite them saying, nah, we don't care about the bounty on his head, he's our savior, and then immediately right after, they betray him to try to take the bounty. Huh? You can't make this up. And even despite them betraying him, right? Vash still ends up saving them. Tries to save them from this old lab coat guy with the rocket launcher and this big brolic guy. He ends up even saving her kid, right? And despite all of this, despite everything, despite Vash saving them 3 separate occasions, because I'm gonna get into the bomb section, right? Because on the 3rd episode, there's a guy that has like bombs and shit that's planted. Like he plants them on everybody and they just blows up. Vash ends up saving the day 3 times that we saw in this village, despite it getting blown up, because relatively I don't think it was Vash's fault, despite that his like brother came and pulled up and shit. That was completely out of his control, but they still was like, you let him here, how dare you? Despite him literally saving you guys, nobody else is gonna do anything about the bombs. He literally went out his way to save y'all from the bombs, and y'all still kicked him out and be dickheads. And we're supposed to, like, in the beginning, like these villagers? Fuck them. And to be honest, getting back onto like when his brother pulls up, before he even pulls up, keep this in mind, Vash was going to leave. He was going to leave in the middle of everything because, I don't know, I guess he had like a feeling, like he was like, oh, I'm staying here too long, I'm endangering these people, so he was gonna leave. But then all hell broke loose and he decided to come back. Like, I get it, the whole village got destroyed, multiple people died, and your kid lost your arm and shit. But despite all of that, Vash still saved y'all 3 whole fucking times. And that's just the times that we saw on screen. You guys literally said that he was a big help to you guys.
Damn right we're pretty close. This man's Janora Rock's savior.
Can you get the fuck out of my face?
You lie! You lie!
So despite all of this, like this disaster and stuff, you should have still been like, Vash, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that this happened, X, Y, and Z. You were still a big help despite everything. But Vash still ends up leaving because he feels bad that he caused this disaster. The villagers should have, like, we should have left the villagers off on a good note, not them being straight assholes. But like I said previously, it doesn't matter. Everything that happened to this village, it doesn't matter. Vash doesn't talk about him fucking up or the disaster and stuff. The only person that brings this shit up is Mel 9 episodes after. And it was just in a quick dialogue saying, damn, I feel regret that I couldn't save that little boy. We got no dialogues from Vash bringing up the village. We have nothing of him like bringing up saying like, damn, I need to do better, I need to lock in. Something like that can never happen again. All we got was just him moping and being like, man, damn, kick some sand, it is what it is, and then just move on. But this isn't the first time that this happens. This happens consistently, okay? The first big bad guy with the 2 miniguns and shit that comes after Vash, I forget what episode it was on, but when he comes after Vash, we don't know shit about him, okay? He just randomly pulls up, cool, just a random side boss, right? But then we have like some backstory of like what happened. Vash knows this person, knows him as like a kid and shit, made like some false promise, so that's why he's mad at Vash. And then when he was like talking to him and shit like that, trying to get to him, he ends up getting one tap by I forget his name, what, Nico? I think it's Nico. And so when Nico ends up killing him, Vash is just like, oh, why'd you do it? Blah, 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 blah. Like he grew up with this person, he knew the person. You would think Vash would start fist fighting with this guy because he's so pissed. No, he's just like, damn it, Nico. Fuck, man. Why'd you do that? And then they move on. Stomping his feet and shit like a kid, and they just move on. Like, they don't bring it up, they don't get into like a big fight. He just said, why'd you do it? And then Nico rebuttals with, somebody has to pull the trigger. Like, dude. And then after that episode, it just cuts like a quiet car ride. No discussing it, no talking about it, no nothing. They just completely move on and sidetrack. But then later on in the anime, when Nico finds out that there's a guy after them that he knows and stuff, instead of blowing his top off, he ends up tries to save him. Like I knew in the beginning, he was getting ready to kill him and shit. But then he was just like, damn, I gotta save my friend. No, like if I was Vash, I'd be like, bro, you killed my guy, so kill your guy. But that's just me being petty, okay? That's just me being petty. And while we're talking about Nico and his friend, right, we can get on the last moment that I need to bring up to show you guys what I mean by there's a lot of build-up and no payoff. It was like doing a fat combo in a fighting game to do like one tick of damage. That's how this anime is. It's a lot of shit going on, but nothing happens. And the moment that I'm bringing up goes back to like when the Vash was fighting the two minigun guy shit, right? And the reporters for the Daily Bugle stumble upon this house and they find a picture of Vash with like the baby of like that's the minigun guy, and the Mel wants to like bring this up to Vash, being like, bro, what are you? There's no way in hell you look the same for 20 long years and shit like that, right? And we thought, I thought that we were gonna get some payoff. Like we were gonna like see her confront Vash and shit. No, like she fought the other guy. I do not know his name. Smoker. I'm gonna call him Smoker because he smokes a lot. She was gonna confront Smoker, saying we need to chase after them. We need to get answers. So on and so forth and shit, right? And we see her driving bat out of hell, like this shit is Mad Max, trying to chase after Vash and shit, right? And when they catch up to them, nothing happens. She doesn't bring up the photo. He's right in front of her. This was the perfect time to sit here and be like, Vash, we need to talk. Yeah, this ain't the right time, but we need to talk. Explain this photo. Something. This photo is brought up twice, and then we never see it again. We never see it again. What was the point of them keeping the photo? What was the point of her lingering on this shit, right? If Vash himself isn't going to tell the story of his past or nothing, we just get a whole episode because he touched his forehead against the glass and there's an alien within the glass. Like, the fact of the matter is too, in the beginning, I was really fucking with this anime, okay? I was really messing with it. I was liking it. But when it got to like episode 6, that's when I had to like pause this for a second and be like, wait, what the fuck is actually going on? Like, I feel like we're literally going place to place to place to place to place and not really giving us any substance with it. So that's why I say, like, this anime just feels empty. A lot of shit is going on, but nothing's happening. And I gave the best analogy. Like, I was telling my friend about this shit. I gave the best analogy. I said this anime is like a fly that's in your room and you want it to get out, so you open up the door, but it's going everywhere around your room but the fucking door. That's what this anime is doing. It's going everywhere but the actual like point. But there's so many things that they have to like go through, but they just skip over or just ignore most shit. So like, I'm seriously thinking that I'm the crazy one. I'm like, damn, maybe I just don't understand Trigun like that. Maybe like I like, do I need to watch the original before I watch this one? Is this one like a new thing? Come to my shock and awe. This was supposed to be a prequel to the original, or something like that. I couldn't relatively get a straightforward answer about what this is. Maybe one of y'all knows, man. Maybe you can explain to me in the comment section. But all around, just in the beginning of this anime, it just felt lackluster as hell. Nothing relatively was going on. We get like no conclusion to like any of the things that they bring up with either certain characters or certain motives that they were trying to go for. And then out of it all, they give us one singular episode of just pure info dumping about Vash and everything that happened, instead of just like spoon feeding us information, hinting at certain things throughout the entire anime. Nope, they're gonna give us 2 full episodes of them just info dumping and then call it from there. And then towards the end of the anime, that's when shit starts to get real. And out of this all, right, out of everything, when we actually learn what the bad guys like plan and everything is, motherfucker, I side with them. Call me like the Jaegerist of the Trigun villains, because I actually back what the hell they're doing. Like, people fucked up the planet, and so now they're trying to fix it with their own type of shit, because humanity is greedy as hell. I back them. Like the people are evil in this shit, and it clearly shows due to the fact of the matter, like the whole villagers and stuff like that. I understand that, so I back with the villains. I don't side with the good guys. Like, when we learn that Vise and knives were like plants and stuff, that's what they're called in the anime. When we learn that they're like a type of plant or some type of species or something, right? They like Knives sees that the humans are taking all of like these plants and overworking them to the point to where they just died. And they do not give 2 flying fucks about them. They see them as just materials. A damn AA battery. So when Knives seen that shit and crashed out and started killing people, I was like, you know, that's valid.
Hey, kill that boy! Kill that boy!
That is completely valid. You see that your kind is suffering and they do not give a damn about y'all, I would crash out too. So practically speaking, everything that I seen Vash and everybody go through, to be honest with you, was kind of all for nothing if I still side with the bad guys. But all around, this anime, in my opinion, needs a whole lot of work. To the dialogue, to the exposition, down to like even the backstory and storytelling. All of it needs work in the beginning. Now, pretty much, I think I've gotten everything off my chest, but what do you guys think? Have you seen this anime? Do you agree with what I was saying inside this video? Or you disagree with what I'm saying? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And while you're down there, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more anime content. And remember, class, we do have a community Discord that we're trying to make more active. If you guys want to join, links always in the description. But with that being said, there's no bell for today. Pack your bags, class dismissed.